Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to this week's episode of Talks with TVBOO. Welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. Hope y'all having a great week. I appreciate y'all being here, man. I really do. We back to normal business. New episode every week. Great guests every week. A lot of cool stuff playing. So if you've been enjoying the show, I'm happy for you. And I think you'll be enjoying it for a lot longer. If you're not sure about this show and you hate it, go fuck yourself. Anyway, we got a great guest today. Before I introduce this guest, I just got to say I will be at Sunset Music Festival this Friday, going back to back with our guest today, Jantsen. And it's going to be special. It's going to be very fucking awesome. I'm excited as hell for it. And then next week, I will be in Pomeroy. I think that's how you pronounce the city name. Pomeroy, Ohio, headlining Tribal Connection Music Festival. So a lot of really cool stuff coming up. And I hope to see y'all at these places, at these events, at these gatherings. If you see me, come holler, dude. Love to say hey. You know, don't be scared, bro. I ain't shy. You shouldn't be either. So come say what's good. But my guest this week is one of the most influential people in dubstep to me. Somebody that I love very dearly as a person and respect tremendously as an artist. He's somebody, he was actually the first guy to actually kind of, bring me on the road, introduce me to people, put me on a show that he was at. This guy, I can't even tell you how much I love this guy and appreciate this guy. And he's the best, dude. He's the fucking best. You might have just saw him on his tour that's almost over, Gutter tour, Gutter Till I Die tour. It's something to do with gutters, dude. He loves gutters, dude. I saw his. That shit's clean as hell. So I don't know what he'd be speaking of. But anyway, I'm going to let this episode get into it. Okay? Hope y'all enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, Jantsen.
Come here, girl, 'cause that's fact. Let me take my tongue and go around your dirt track. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries. I swear to God, this could be the one that I'm marrying. Hey, and she's so different. I made that from behind. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries.
Jantsen, my fucking dude, bro.
It's good to be here, man.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for letting me talk you into doing this.
Dude, yeah, it's been 2 or 3 years, I feel like.
Yeah, I've been trying for a minute, but I'm glad we could wait to do it now.
Yeah, I'm here.
Dude, so I haven't seen the whole blacked out arm, bro. Is that shit painful? Like, you had to tattoo your whole arm just black?
Yeah, I mean, there was one right here that was a cover-up, but then that kind of just led to just doing the whole thing. That's something I wanted to do, like, even before I got this one, the cover-up. So I was just like, fuck it. And, yeah, it goes, like, all the way up to the shoulder.
That's cool as shit. Can you do, like, white, like, ink tattoos on it?
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I've looked into it. That was kind of the original plan. But I've seen, like, after, like, a few months, it definitely, like, fades out quite a bit. So I'm not sure.
I guess it's still socially acceptable to do black arm, so we can still do that.
It is and it isn't. I mean, it's definitely like taboo.
Oh, hell, here we go, dude. Here we go. Dude,
people either love it or they hate it. So.
I think it's gangster, dude. I mean, that looks like it takes a lot of time.
Yeah. I mean, it was like 4 sessions,
So I ain't got any tattoos, but I'm about to get my first one.
What's that going to be?
So, like, I ain't never had anything that many, like, enough to me to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm finally found something out. I'm going to get it on my arm. So I'm going to get, because I grew up in Mississippi, lived in Louisiana, but Louisiana felt like home. But Mississippi's technically like home state. But so I'm going to get Mississippi and Louisiana state lines, like the outline of the states.
Okay.
And inside of Louisiana, I'm going to get the fleur-de-lis, the crescent symbol with like Mardi Gras colors around it. And inside Mississippi, I'm going to get like a buck with like camo around it.
Yeah.
Be cool. So
nice.
I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I finally found something that I'm like, okay, that's something that's meaningful to me.
Doesn't Brock have like the whatever, like the
Pelican?
State? Yeah.
He's got the Pelican.
Yeah.
It's fucking
all
dope,
you guys
dude.
from Louisiana like got that state pride.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna get a Kevin Gates tattoo, right? Not his face, but just a line. He's from Louisiana. I don't get tired right here on my chest, bro.
Oh, okay.
I don't get tired.
I didn't even know he was from Louisiana.
Yeah, Kevin Gates, bro. Dude, Louisiana produced some badass rappers.
If I was gonna pick a rapper, it would for sure have to be Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
I mean, he's from Louisiana, right?
Yeah. Him, Boosie, Kevin Gates, but Yeah, dude, you just get a Boosie tattoo on you. It's just like fucking crazy shit.
No, I'm good.
Like, do all your tattoos have meaning to them, or is it just like, this looks cool, let me get it?
I mean, not really. I mean, this one is like a Rumi quote. But most of the stuff is just like, I don't know, stuff that like I thought looked cool. I mean, the one I have on my chest is like my family crest, Virtutis Gloria Mercedes. That was like, you know, for my family.
From Ireland, because you're obviously Irish. Scottish, yeah, dude. Yeah. I was gonna say, you ain't got that strong. I mean, you got that strong ginger gene. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You from there?
Yep. Like everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people in my family definitely got the red hair, or at least the red beard going on.
That's cool, man. It's weird. My mustache is almost red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely got the fire crotch going on as well. So
and it's not chlamydia, you know?
It changes. It goes like brown, red, brown, red, brown. It's just like, yeah, it's like a rainbow going on.
Hell yeah. Are you excited for gray hairs? Do you have gray hairs yet, dude?
I got a little bit coming on my beard, but yeah, that's about it.
I've got some coming in too.
I don't know how to feel about it. Like, you know, I kind of like the silver fox thing, but I'm also like, fuck.
Right, dude. No,
getting old. Damn it.
It's like right when I could start growing a beard, I noticed in my hair I was getting some gray hairs. I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Finally can grow a beard.
Only way to just view that is just to accept it and be like, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, dude, it's what the Lord had in plan for me, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, so I wanted to bring this up like in the beginning of the show because this is like, I've heard this from so many producers, and it's about you. You were the first like artist that was touring to hit me up and like, hey, I want to bring you on a show. I want to meet you. And I've talked to so many other producers, and you're always that guy for them. You're always reaching out to people and bringing them on the road. Like, you were that guy for me. You know what I mean? And I talked to Space Wizard. You're the same guy for him. And I've talked to other people, and it seems like you're one that just always reaching out and bringing people in, man.
I mean, for guys like you, for sure, because, like, I really believe strongly, like, in the underground, and, like, you know, I mean, especially, like, guys that are, like, coming up and deserve it, and people that I really, like, fuck with their sound, like, that's just, like, a no-brainer to me. It's just, like, you know, that's my first reaction, is to kind of, like, bring my favorite producers, like, up, you know, and, like, let them shine. But yeah, like for you especially, because like, I mean, I remember you hitting me up like on Facebook, like way back. I mean, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, asking me like how I made that bass line in Kaiju's theme.
Yeah.
And I actually like took the time to respond, because I remember after you brought it up to me, and I didn't even realize, and I went and like read that message again, and I was like, oh shit, that's cool, because like now, like, you're one of my favorite producers, you know?
Stop.
But, you know, I've told you that shit, like, a million times.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I definitely, like, you know, feel really strongly about trying to, like, bring up my favorite producers and give them a platform or whatever, like I can, at least, you know.
Yeah. No, man, I love that. And yeah, you're one of my favorite producers, man. Like, a lot of my sound was inspired from you. You know what I mean? Like, I hear it in a lot of people's sound these days. I'm like, oh, I feel like you were kind of like, in my head, in my mind, you're one of the GOATs, especially for like this style we got going on. Like, you're one of them. So like, yeah, you've been my favorite for the longest time. And, man, and we always doing it back to back this weekend, bro.
I'm stoked, man. I think a lot of people are, for sure.
Yeah, bro. That one's everyone's always asked me if you get back to back with anybody. I've always said Jantsen. Always said it.
I just think style wise, it's just like a formula for just like, you know, pure destruction, but in a good way, not in like a thrashy headbanging type of way. You know?
Just ratchetness.
Yeah,
we getting ratchet.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it, dude. Yeah, dude, we gotta figure like, all right, we gotta do something fun for it. Like, not music wise, but like, I'm gonna wear the white tee, bro. You wear the white beater, dude. I'm down. I'll get a red beard, dude. You just get a mullet.
I used to rock wife beaters like all the time when I was a teenager. It's been a while, but
yeah.
Or
we get you like in some overalls or something. I'm gonna say I'm Jantsen. I'm gonna be like, what's up, y'all? I'm Jantsen.
Shit, I don't know. The overalls, maybe we'll see. We'll see.
That's pushing it, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna wear me a white tee. I'm gonna get me a flat bill. I'm gonna turn it backwards. I'm gonna wear me a damn Jane.
Okay.
I'm gonna be Jantsen.
All
Man.
right, maybe I'll get some little fairy wings that you had last time.
That was my friend Madison. She was like, "If I get you some fun stuff for a sunset, will you wear it?" I was like, "Absolutely." She got me some damn fairy wings and like these hard glasses. I was like, "Let's go."
I know. I saw that picture that you just posted. And I was like, "Damn, it's a bold move, man."
I don't give a fuck, bro.
I know you don't.
I'll go on stage in just my damn boxers. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know. I've seen that one before too.
You're like, Jesus, what the fuck is this guy doing?
That's just you, though. I mean, at this point, I'm just like anything you do. I'm like, that's just fucking Mitch.
What would happen in our back to back? You just turn over. I'm just boxers.
Oh, dude, I'm all for it. I might strip down mine too. You never know. You never know.
That would be legendary, dude. Like, yeah, the back to back was wild, man. Have you played Sunset before?
Nah.
It's awesome.
I mean, look at those pictures that you posted. That crowd looked thick.
Oh, it's gonna be even thicker.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I remember watching the Champagne Drip or LS Dream had the same time slot that we have this year. They had it last year. I remember just watching them at that time, and it was just beautiful because you saw like in the pictures how they have like it's like the big beams that go down like to the ground. Like that's like the only stage that has shade. But at night, on top of those beams are LED walls and lasers and shit. It's gonna be gangster.
I remember seeing some videos from that Champagne Drip set, and he like it was like one of his ideas, and I like hit him up right after that. I was like, what is this fucking track? I need it. But yeah, I remember seeing some videos from that too.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah, we're gonna work on the set after this podcast, but I had to get you, man. Had to get you.
I know that was your lure. I mean, I feel like you kind of tricked me a little bit. But I knew it was coming though. You're like, yeah, we gotta write a new track and work on the set. And I was like, okay, word. And then you call me up and you're like, also, gotta do this fucking podcast. I'm like, all right, man, all right.
Dude, the people want it, man. We're doing this for the people.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted it, but dude, I know your fans are gonna be so happy about this.
It is what it is. You got me.
Yeah, I got you. Because you don't do like a whole lot of interviews, do you?
No, I mean, I'll do them, sometimes like when there's like a release or whatever, like I'll do them, but usually it's just like the same questions over and over again. So
yeah,
I'm
like,
just
where'd you get your name?
Yeah.
You're just like, it's my fucking name.
Yeah. So
I remember when I first met you, the first time I was like, what's your actual name? You're like, Jantsen. I was like, oh, that's fucking original.
yeah, I know everyone thinks it's like my just my stage name.
Yeah.
But yeah, every single show I play, it's like same question every time.
That's cool. Yeah, no, for sure. I'll lie. Like at this point, like whenever I do those interviews and like they ask questions, I'll lie. I'll just make up a new story every single time.
I've done that like a couple of times. Just be like, oh yeah, my name's like Steve or whatever. Just let it slide for a little bit.
Yeah, someone asked me like, tell me a little bit about yourself. Well, like I'm a 6'6" black guy. And whenever I'm not, doing athletics, I sometimes DJ. They're like, what? Like I just throw it so far out there that it's not even believable, how'd you get your name? It's like, oh, whenever I was a boy I was touched and my uncle said that's very taboo what we did, so there we go. They're like, what?
I'm the TVBOO.
I'm the TV
boo.
Yeah, I'll fucking cuddle up to on the couch with you and watch the movies, bro. I ain't scared.
Yeah.
I ain't scared, bro. But dude, how's tour going right now?
It's been awesome. I mean, it's pretty much done, honestly. Like, I mean, I have 3 more shows that are like listed on the tour, but it's just me by myself. Like all the support, like that pretty much ended last week at Meow Wolf. So it's just the 3 more shows and that's it. And it's kind of bittersweet, I'm like sad that it's ending because it's been amazing, but also happy just to get a little break because you know how it is. It's pretty brutal. Like just doing that 4 or 5 shows every single week.
Yep.
I mean, it's taxing as hell physically and mentally.
Yeah, I know. I got mine coming up later this year, and I'm fucking excited. I'm excited to be that busy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely can take a toll on you. That's for damn sure.
It's like for me too. Like coming home off of that, like as soon as I get home, I'm like straight with my daughter, like immediately. So it's not like a lot of like just downtime, like get to like sleep and relax. I'm like right back into like dad mode and then right back on a tour again. So it's
How old's your daughter?
She's 9.
How was that? Because how long have you been doing Jantsen for? You've been at it for a hot minute, huh?
I mean, yeah, a long time, like maybe like 15 years.
Fuck. What was that like, that transition like whenever, you know, you already had a career going and you're already doing the Jantsen's project and then you have a kid? What was that transition like and how long did it take to adapt? Are you still adapting to it? Like, what's that like being on the tour life, but you're a tour dad?
I mean, when I first had her, I mean, it was definitely probably like a year or two of like my career just took a back seat. And then pretty quickly after that, it was like, you know, kind of lit a fire under my ass. Cause I think for a long time, I kind of had like plateaued a bit. And, you know, having her was just like, even from a like financial point of view, it was like, all right, like I got to start really like making moves because like either I'm going to do that and make this like a real like career where I'm like making like real money, or like, you know, I have to think about a plan B. So just like that thought, like just feeling like that, what that would even like mean, because there like never really has been like a backup plan for me.
Sink or
It's
swim,
just
dude.
like, yeah, and like as soon as kind of like I felt that and like what that would like be, or, you know, feel like, it was just like, you know, everything kind of started to change after that. And like, you know, now having a daughter, like everything is just like, you know, very, you know, you have to have like a strict like routine and schedule. You know, I think like under that type of like you know, pressure, like shit just starts to flow. I think for me it was like better than just like having a bunch of like free time. You know, I think sometimes when you have too much free time, it's easy to just like
Fuck off.
yeah. And
Yeah.
when you have a good routine, it's like you just kind of get used to like being in that flow, in that cycle, you know.
Yeah. I love that. So you think that it motivated you more to like, you know, you were saying, all right, I got the plan B, but it lit a fire under your ass to just take it to that next level.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, I mean, you could see like the same like thing like happen like with Dirt Monkey too. Like when he had his first kid, now he's got two. So I imagine it's even more.
Yeah, exactly.
more pressure. It's hard for me really like to think about like, you know, him just having another kid. Like thinking about me having another kid was like, I can't even fathom that, you know. Like my daughter, like she's 9 now, so I think that first like 4 or 5 years, like when you have a kid, like in those years, it's like that's the hardest part, you know. Now that she's 9, like and like she's in school and all that stuff, like it opens up like so much more time. You're like kind of out of the trenches at that point, you know, where everything like is just starts to open up again. Like your life starts to feel a lot more like how it was like before you had a kid.
Yeah.
So thinking about having another one now, just I'm like, it's way too late for me. I'm good. I'm good with just the one.
Right. Does she understand what you do?
Yeah, I feel like I always wonder, honestly, like, you know, now she's getting older. Like, I think she does. Like, I played at the First Bank Center with Grizz on Halloween, and there was like, you know, at least 8,000, whatever the capacity was there. Like, it sold out, you know, and I took her on stage with me, and, you know, the crowd was completely maxed out.
I saw that video.
Yeah.
It was like a picture video, but I saw that and I loved that moment.
Yeah. So I mean, if she didn't realize what was going on then, like I don't know if she ever fully will. But it's funny. Yeah. Like I took her up on stage a couple of times, and like, yeah, I got fucking called out for bringing her up because like, you know, just in the heat of the moment, like I'm in like performance mode, like had her up there, and I was like, say what the fuck is up, and she was like, looked at me, she's like. She's like, I just know I'm not supposed to do that. And then Chris was like, just say what's up. She's like, hi. And
she listens to Grant.
Yeah. And then the whole crowd just like freaked out. But I remember the next day, people on Twitter were like, you know, I really questioned him, like, you know, his motives, like, you know, and him as father, that was like sketchy. I'm just like, fuck off,
Fuck
dude.
those
Like
people, dude.
seriously, like
That's so cool of a moment. You know what I mean? Like, fuck y'all. Like, if my daughter's, if she would have said, what the fuck is good? You would have been so proud. You know what I mean? You were proud regardless, but fuck those people, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of those moments where it's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
This is a moment.
I've got a video of it like somewhere in the archives, but yeah, that'll be one I'll like save, like, you know, down the road for her.
Yeah. That's cool. Does she like the music at all? Like, I'm just, you know, does she, because I'm always so curious about like what the kids are listening to these days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, she likes it. I mean, especially like when we did Burn Up the Floor, me and Grizz, like she was really like into that one. Like every time we got in the car, she wanted to hear it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like was like 5 times a day to the point where I'm like, no,
Yeah,
this
you're
is
tired
something
of it.
else. But yeah, she likes like dubstep. You know, obviously she's been around it since she was a little kid. Like, I mean, she likes the stuff like with like really crazy like sound design.
That's
you
cool.
know?
That's cool.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense just like as a kid, like, 'cause it just sounds like ear candy, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Just show her the new Flume, dude.
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna talk about sound design. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I know, we just listened to that the other night for the first time. I was like, yep. I mean, he just always levels up with his shit
I
every
was so
time.
pissed off. I was so pissed off. It's the best, dude. Honestly, like, it's the best album I've ever heard.
Yeah, I only listened to it once. I need to go through it, you know, obviously again. But I feel like it just from that first listen, and it sounded a lot grimier than what he usually does.
Right. Yeah. No. I know what my reactions from the songs. Like, I've never ever had reactions like that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, this might be the best album I've ever heard. I've never had a song or an album make me react like how I did. It's fucking insane, dude.
That's the coolest shit about music. I mean, especially when it's something like unique and new, you know, it's
So
like
unique.
because, you know, it's created that feeling you've never felt before, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
like that's how you know.
I feel like that album is gonna change dance music again. Like,
Yeah.
it changed me. Like, I've been writing the last couple days, and I've just been trying to fucking create some of those nasty ass sounds, and it's a fucking process because it uses a lot of analog. But man, I know it changed me. Like, after that album, I was just so inspired, and I just, you know, you think about it like with Skrillex, or like the first time I heard Skrillex, the first time I heard Jantsen. You know what I mean? That was just
Yeah.
like my whole mindset about music, and, you know, had changed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's and I feel like people listening to that album, it's gonna change a lot of dance music.
That's happened to me like only like a couple times, you know, in my whole career where you like something new comes along like that and it totally like derails you almost,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but it, you know, like you're saying, creates that feeling of something just like, you just can't like, you can't even explain. You're just like, holy shit. You're like, whatever it is, whatever this is, it's like, I want to like,
Learn.
yeah.
I want to learn. That's what I'm saying. It was so good. I loved it so much, but I was also pissed because I was just like, I thought I was finally getting like, yeah, I'm good, bro. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I'm good. But then I listen to that, I'm like, I know nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
But shit like that needs to happen.
without a
you
doubt.
know?
Yeah, it pushes you. You know what I mean? I love that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What you know, so you've been doing this for 15 years. You've been doing this for a while. What would you say would be like the most? Actually, let me take it back. What was the moment where you said, "All right, I'm all in right here. This is what I'm fucking doing"? Was it the daughter? Was that it, or was there a moment before that?
I mean, I always have been obsessed with music since I was a little kid. So like, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, from like making it a career, then yeah, and like really wanting to like be successful in a career standpoint, then it was like the daughter.
Yeah.
You know, but like before that, it was like I was always gonna do music. I've always pretty much been doing music my whole life. You know, like I played in bands and stuff before electronic music, but it wasn't like I wasn't really concerned about like money and like making money. That's why I think it was like really easy for me to just whatever kind of like float around. I was like just having fun doing music.
What'd you play?
Drums.
Dude, you saw my kid out there,
Yeah,
bro. We
yeah.
should jam after this, dog.
Dude, that's been, man, probably over 20 years.
Oh shit! Let's see. I want to see what you got, man. You know, I want to see what you got in the tank.
But back, you know, when I played, it was just like punk. That's it.
Yeah, I know you're big on the punk, man. I know you and I one night we was drunk and you was like playing like Misfits or something. Like you were just showing me some fun. Yes, they don't know about this, Mitch. They don't even know about this. You know, it was
Yeah. Anyone that's been around me when I'm drunk knows all about that.
yeah. They don't know, bro. They don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's certain people like, you know, DJ, like you, like Preston too. So Doctor, you know, he's got like a big punk history.
Yep.
So.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Me and Preston went to this damn dive bar in New Orleans. It was cool because it was like me, Preston, Rob, Buku, S Fam, and Boogie T. They were all in town for a show, but they came in a day early, so we just went to this damn dive bar. And it was just me and Preston just on the jukebox, like playing like
Oh,
punk
nice.
music. And me and Preston were fucking vibing, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good time.
Yeah, anytime like I'm not playing a show, I'm just chilling, like whatever, drinking, like with friends, like it pretty much always ends up being just like playing punk music
Yep.
on the jukebox.
Yeah, yeah. I went to this damn went to this metal bar last night. It was like a
Oh, nice.
like a restaurant metal bar. And
What was it? What was it called?
I wish I knew.
Okay.
I wish I knew. I had a friend take me that she had suggested that place, so that's where we went. But man, the food was bad, but like I liked the the metal music. I was playing a bunch of fucking punk and metal in the jukebox, and it was a cool vibe, you know.
Yeah, I feel like the metal scene is a lot more prominent than like the punk scene, just in general anywhere. But I know like here in Denver too, like I ask people if there's like still, like a local punk scene around, and I think it's like, pretty small. But anytime I like ask that, they're like, oh, but the metal scene's like, thriving, whatever.
Yeah, I feel like there will always be a little punk scene. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the day where it's like a big punk scene is like where it gets, corporatized and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd love to go out. I mean, when I'm not, out playing shows, and if I want to go out to a show, like I'm always trying to like find punk shows to go to, or like even metal. I haven't really been to like many metal shows, but
They're fun, dude.
yeah,
They're
I
fun.
like, I definitely, I think that those are like the funnest shows for me to like go to, just as like, patrons, just like going to like listen to music. It's always like the funnest time.
Hell yeah, it is, man. Yeah, there's whenever I'm traveling, like I'm doing the same way. Like if there's like a comedy show, like I'm trying to go see it before the show or anything like that, you know.
Yeah, I want to come check you out. I really haven't been to like any comedy shows.
Oh man, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's so much. You just laugh.
Yeah.
If they're funny, you know.
Yeah, when you go out and do it next time, you gotta tell me. I'd love to go check it out.
I might go do it tonight. If I'm not doing it tonight, I'm gonna do it tomorrow night.
Well, I mean, I've got my daughter and
I know,
stuff.
but I'll make sure
if I'm here on the weekend, because I'm usually free on the weekends, and I actually have like all of June off, so definitely in June we should get up, and yeah, I'd love to check you out.
Yeah,
too.
dude. I'll text you every time just to say like, hey, dude, I'm gonna go do stand up. If you're
Yeah,
free, come on out.
Oh yeah, I absolutely will.
Bring Sarah, dude. She might like it, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure she was like. She's been like watching your podcast and stuff like since the beginning. So
hell
yeah,
yeah.
she'd
Hell yeah.
absolutely love that.
She's a cool gal, dude. I like her a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
for
fun.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. But back to Jantsen, okay, dude. What would you say would be like the most pivotal point in your career, like where something happened and then after that shit was different?
I feel like that's kind of been like happening now, like I feel like with like Grizz and shit, like he's definitely like put me on quite a bit, or like, he was like right when that collab came out, just like, I mean, not just because of him, but he was putting me on like to do like support and just play for those like really big crowds. I don't really like want to go too much into the Lauren stuff, but I mean those were big for me too, like just working on like those collabs and stuff like back in the day, but there wasn't really like as much of a boost there career wise, just because I think of the show aspect. I wasn't like, it didn't really translate into like being in front of bigger crowds and all that. It was just like on paper, like, oh cool, Jantsen, whatever, did this song or did that, but it wasn't really like giving me the exposure in front of like the crowds.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, for sure, like just in the last like couple years, working with Grizz and just kind of like the momentum that's been like build up like around that, and like my own releases, and like everything is like kind of like coming up to fruition just now, I would say, into a place like it's never really been at before.
Yeah, it was much deserved, dude. I mean, you've been killing it for a long fucking time. Music's always been just on one. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
on one. And yeah, Grant's the fucking man, dude.
Yeah.
He's the fucking man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I really appreciate, not just for me, but like, it seems like he kind of like does that for everybody. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I got
much respect for him.
yeah, our track's coming out here in like 2 months, something like that.
Yeah. You sent me one version that I was playing for a bit. I don't know if like it changed much,
Probably not.
but
I
yeah.
don't think so. It's been done for a minute, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And that song y'all did is fucking, God, what a banger. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I had to start taking it out of my sets because I'm like, I'm playing this every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he actually made a drum and bass version of it that I've been playing now.
Ooh, we gonna hit that bitch at sunset.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been playing it now, like every set, and it's just like a nice little little switch up that people don't expect. So
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm ready to hear that, dude.
with big like songs like that, I think after like 6 months, you just pretty much have to just do a VIP of it.
Yeah.
Or else I mean, it's cool. It will always have that like impact no matter what. But you know, a big song like that, it's nice to have a little change up in it.
Keep them fresh.
Yeah.
Dude, but where was about? I had something good for you right here, man, and I just blanked on it. Something real good.
Oh shit. Okay.
I know, and I fucked it up. I fucked it all up. We were talking about damn. Oh yeah, I remember what it was. So you've been doing this like 15 years. What would you say? What have you noticed of change in the electronic scene? Like, what's like the biggest change you've seen?
I mean, just like the commercialization, I think probably would be the biggest thing. Cause like when I got into it, it was like really like, I mean, I went to my first rave probably like 22 or 23 years ago. So it was like very, very underground then, you know, like, I mean, just as underground as can get. I mean, it was just like an underground scene. Like you would go to raves and it's like the kind of thing where you'd have to call the phone number like the day of to get directions and all that. And like now, obviously, it's like, you know, it's like on the radio and all that. And there's still the underground part of it, and there always will be, which is like, I think there has to be. I mean, I think that's where like all the new ideas come from. But yeah, I think that's the biggest part of it. And I think, you know, for people like us, you know, who are the DJs and the performers, like the commercialization is like great in terms of like making money, you know, because like now we can have like full on careers, you know, and have more time to just, you know, focus on writing music, you know, don't have to have day jobs and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the biggest part of it.
Yeah.
That I've noticed.
Hell yeah. And so yeah, it is it is good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, man. All right. Because I've been talking about this for a while. I don't know if you've heard about me talking about this, but I hope you have.
Okay.
Okay. EDM Fight Night.
I mean, I've not heard you talk about, like, I haven't seen an episode where you've talked about it.
Oh, I've talked
like,
about it many times.
But I see it all the fucking time on like Twitter and all that. So
Yeah. EDM Fight Night, dude. If I was to put it together, would you be on the card?
What does it mean? I have to fight Kawachi?
Yeah. Yep. So you do know, dude.
Shit.
I think it'd be good, dude, because he's fucking huge, but you got like that built up ginger anger, you know, and it's just different. You know what I mean? Like you're just
shit.
God didn't give you a soul, bro. Like you got like an extra heat in that punch. You know what I mean?
I think the biggest thing I have going for me is that I'm not afraid to get hurt.
Yeah.
That's probably because I'm not really like a trained fighter, but like I'm also really not afraid to take a punch.
I ain't scared of shit.
I usually like ask people to just punch me in the face all the time.
Oh, dude, who was it that told me that you did? Mike told me that that you did that.
Yeah.
Who did you say punched you in the face? Was it a fan?
There's been fans, friends, whoever, you know.
You're like, fucking punch me, dude.
Sometimes I just want to feel something.
Oh my god, dude, that sounds like a fucking psychopath, dude.
You could take that off the video.
No, dude, leave it. That's great. That's fucking fantastic. If you want me to take it off, I will. But I think it's fun.
Okay, all right. We'll see.
I think it's fun, dude. I think it's way worse things have been said.
Okay. Would I actually do it? Shit, I guess I would. Sure.
Yeah, you get paid, you know, all that
Do
stuff.
I? Do I get paid?
Yeah, you get paid. It's gonna be a real event.
So is this something that you're actually planning?
I'd like to do it.
Fuck. Okay.
I'd like to do it.
Like how far out in the future? So I know like when to
probably
start
not for
training.
probably like 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a commentate.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a commentator.
Yeah, that's fucking perfect for you, man.
Yeah.
You'd be like the next. I mean, you've already got the fucking podcast, so like you're already following Joe Rogan's footsteps.
There we go.
Yeah, you just need the fight commentating. You'll be there.
I just want to see DJ's fight, bro. Like,
Wait, okay, so who else is gonna be on the card then?
oh, dude, I'm gonna get Ghastly and Carnage in the ring. You know, just I want to find people who actually have beef too. You know what I mean? Like,
Wait, Ghastly and Carnage?
yeah, they had like a beef once on Twitter. I don't.
Okay.
I'm sure. I don't know if they squashed it or whatever, but
Yeah.
you know, got to get the views somehow. You
Yeah.
know, got to sell the tickets. Yeah, who
But
else?
me and Kaiwachi have never had beef.
I know, but we'd have to make that up. Like you'd be y'all actually like each other at the fucking press conferences. I'm going to fucking murder you, dude. Like you know how like a lot of that shit in UFC is like they're just trying to sell the tickets.
Yeah.
You know, we'd have to figure out something.
Oh,
you
so
know?
there's gonna be press conferences
Oh yeah,
and all that.
oh
Okay.
yeah, oh yeah. It's gonna be an official thing.
Okay.
You know who else would we get in that bitch, dude? You know, I'd want to get like Marshmallow and Dead Mouse.
Yeah.
In costume.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like who else. I know Yax likes to fight.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know who he has beef with.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. I want to know who has beef in the scene,
Yeah.
and then fucking just get them in the ring. Like, hey, dude, this is where you squash it.
Yeah.
That's the thing about men, though. Like, whenever like people like you have that beef after you fought, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
So they're gonna be like main card, prelims.
Yep.
All that.
Yukai Wachi's the main card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to do some research and then maybe have some people like just sign up, for it. Some of the bigger DJs, if they have some beef that they want to squash, they can sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Are you? So you're not gonna be fighting?
No, dude, I gotta
Okay.
commentate the fights.
Okay.
I ain't scared though. I ain't scared. I'm just playing my strengths here. You know what I mean?
Or maybe you'll fight the winner.
Oh, dude, what? me and you just fucking wreck my ass. We gotta get Michael Pearson in there from SFAM. That dude likes to fight.
He actually like did fight.
Yeah.
Or still does. I'm not sure, but I talked to him a little bit about it.
Yeah, he likes to. I used to fight when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did Sabacon, which is a form of martial arts, and I did tournaments and everything.
What is it?
A Sabacon.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's like it's like kind of like what is it? Kind of like Taekwondo almost.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did tournaments and everything. Hey, dude, you're talking to a 3-time state champion over here, actually, dude.
Are you for real?
Yeah, dead ass, bro.
Okay, shit.
Dead
okay.
ass, dude. I might still got a little bit in there,
Yeah, you probably do.
Maybe, dude. I used to be like so like balanced and like I could do full splits and shit. Now my goofy
No
ass.
fucking way.
Oh yeah, dude.
Full splits?
Full splits, bro. I was flexible as hell. I had a hell of balance, dude. I just sit on one leg for the longest time, just kick.
Like the fucking Karate Kid and
Just
shit?
like it, dude.
Yeah,
But yeah,
okay.
my ass is so goofy now, and I've been drinking too much beer.
Yeah.
My ass is gonna fall over.
Man, I'm all right. I'm about it. I'm excited for it. That sounds interesting.
Cool, dude. I have talked about this many times on the show. I'm like, I want an EDM fight night, dude.
Honestly, I kind of knew that question was coming just because of just everything that I've seen on Twitter. Just random people come up to me and they're like, "Are you gonna fight Kaiwachi or what?" And I'm like, "Why would you even ask me that?" Like, just because I post about the fucking UFC because like I'm a fan and that dude's like ripped, it somehow like people just think that we should fight, but I know it's all because of you.
I started this, dude.
You did.
That's funny. I wonder what it's like with him, dude, because I don't talk to him nearly. Like, I don't talk to him that often. Like, we'll talk, tweet at each other like once a year, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talk to you probably like once a month or something like that. Like, I wonder what it's like whenever fans come up to him. He's like, "So you're gonna fight Jantsen?" He's like, "What?"
Yeah, there was like he made a post like on Facebook or something, and I think it was just him, like a picture of him like all swole, just like he was like working out, and then like someone in the comments was like, "Are you gonna fight Jantsen?" And then I commented on it, and I was like, "Why is everyone like always trying to get me to fight Kaiwachi?" And there was like hundreds of people that like liked it and were like commenting. They're like, "Oh yeah, do it. You gotta do this." I'm like, man.
And then he's like, "It was taboo."
Yeah.
What if I just accidentally started beef? Like he just sees it. He's like, "I guess Jansen's talking shit, dude."
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm starting to think. Like he's gonna be getting those kinds of ideas in his head.
No, I'm sure he has it, dude. He's a nice guy. I'm sure people have said it for the podcast too. And I think I've even tweeted at him or some shit like that.
I've seen him like every time I see him is like we'll like play like before or after each other, and like it's always like in passing, but yeah, it's just like, "Hey, what's up?" Blah blah. But yeah, there's never any.
Yeah, he was actually the first guest episode I had on the show. Was him?
Oh really?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
It was the first week of 2020. We recorded it of that New Year's going into 2020. We were playing a show in Houston, I think, or Dallas. We were doing a New Year's show together, and he came on the show. It was awesome.
Nice.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like a nice guy. So.
It was super cool, dude. Motherfucker be eating though, dude. Like
Yeah.
he's like, "Before we do this episode, I gotta eat all this chicken." I'm like, You do. Yes, you do, bro. Yes, you do. Well, this has been fun, man. We got a bunch of fan questions that we have. I wanted to get into some. Where are we at right now, Jeremy? 38 minutes. Oh, perfect. Cool. Yeah, we got a bunch, so I didn't want to go too far in without getting into the fan questions.
Okay, yeah.
Do you have any other question you thought I was going to ask, dude, that you were prepared for?
No.
Cool.
I figured you would like ask me about like some of the history, that I have, and then definitely like
I would never want to put you in
UFC.
we can talk about the UFC. That actually, there's a point now, but I would never want to put you in an awkward situation like that, dude. I got too much love for you, bro.
Oh, are you like, yeah. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm just not even gonna. I don't even want to go there just because.
There we go. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't have to. But yeah, dude, fucking, I don't know. You might have even got me. So like, I started getting heavy into the UFC during lockdown. Because they had the Fight Island, they were able to still make it work. You know what I mean? So, but like watching you, like you'd even like tweet, like text me about it or something. We were doing a show together. No, I was texting you. I had I had like 200 on Poirier to take out Khabib in like round 2, and you were like, "You're an idiot."
But for Poirier and Conor, I mean, you definitely had more faith in that, and I mean that definitely worked in your favor.
For sure.
Because, I mean, Conor won that first fight. So I was like, in my head, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Poirier's going to take that again.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
because I think once you win one, it's like you're like kind of almost like mentally dominated a little bit.
Yeah, I get that. No, fucking Poirier's a dog, and he's a Louisiana guy. So, you know, I'm going to roll with that.
Yeah, I mean, I give him respect. I mean, he's been doing great.
Yeah. Hey, where's your favorite place to play in the country? You got a spot?
Probably New York. I just love that city. I mean, that's probably was my favorite show on this whole tour at Webster.
Hell yeah, legendary venue too.
Yeah. I mean, I played in that basement like probably 4 or 5 times, but never like got to do that main room. So like that was super special. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I've never had a bad time in New York. I kind of love the griminess of the city, and just the realness, the ratchetness, and I feel the same way about like Philly and Pittsburgh and shit too.
Yeah.
I just love those East Coast cities. Always have a great time there.
Yeah, dude. No, my first Philly experience was awesome, dude. I was like sitting there getting a cheesesteak, and like a big gust of wind came and like got this umbrella and like hit this car, and this person was like trying to fight. Like there's these 2 homeless people like trying to fight too at the same time. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
This is about what I expected.
Yeah. NOLA too, man. I mean, I always have a great time there. You know?
It's hard not to,
Yeah. I've always like in my head, there's like certain places like I make little notes where I'm like, I would just love to like live here for like a year, just to like get the full experience, and like even if it wasn't for me, just to like be there, have the experience, and then bounce,
Yeah.
But,
yeah. I remember you telling me about that whenever you were in New Orleans. That's where we actually first met. It was Hell's Gala. You had requested me to play that show. I was fucking dressed up for Halloween like a damn priest and shit. You're probably like, what the fuck is this guy on?
Yeah. That's kind of when I first like found out about you.
Yeah. That's fun, dude. Yeah, dude, your tour, man, you had fucking awesome ass support on that tour. Did you handpick your support
for this?
No, for this one? Yeah, for the Gutter tour.
Yeah, I mean, it was all handpicked except for John Casey. And he like just got on to the same. He's on with like my same agent Brent. But I'm so glad that like he was on there. I think style wise, like he's a little bit different, but it was a great, just add to the diversity. And John is just like such an amazing person. So I'm so glad that he got put on there as well.
Yeah, I ain't met him yet, but I fucking love his music. That trap shit, man. I love it.
Yeah, there was like a good handful of moments that, like after the show, like, or a show on the tour, like we would just like kind of hang out late night till like, 4 or 5 in the morning in the hotel room, just like playing each other like songs.
That sounds like you.
Yeah, just vibing out. It's like those moments. Like I always say, like I live for those moments.
Those are the best.
Yeah, where you're just like connecting with someone and just playing music, and it's like those are like the priceless moments for me.
Yeah. You and I have had a couple one of those nights, but yeah, that was on the Eat My Sass tour. Like I look back at that tour, my favorite part of that tour was just hanging out with Matt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, always with Matt.
Yeah.
So many. I have countless memories with Matt doing shit like that, just blowing out late night,
Yeah, because like I'm already wild, and he's wild too.
Yeah.
And so those ain't the best things to go together, but so it just makes for something really wild.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We were just bad influences on each other.
Yep. We do that to each other for sure. If you even have like a smidgen of bad influenceness, I guess, inside you, like he's gonna bring it out. It's just gonna be full force.
Yeah.
But
Dude, let me ask you this as well, man, because you all about them white tees.
yeah.
Yeah. Was it the song, or was it once people started catching on and like showing up to shows in white tees, like, all right, I guess I'm fucking catching white tees now.
I was always wearing white tees like before like it became a thing for me. Like my fans made it a thing because like they would just see pictures of me all the time. Like once I started Jantsen fam, like the Facebook group, and
They're
like,
a fun group.
yeah, and like once that started and like people kind of had a place to like start talking about things and like pictures getting posted, like people just started saying like, oh, it's like you're just like white tee guy, like you always just fucking wearing white tees. So that became a thing because of my fans. But like, I don't know, that just like tied into like, like the like southern rap like crunk, thing, like them franchise boys, obviously. But then like also like I like to think it goes back, even to like the greaser days and shit, because like my grandpa was a greaser and he used to always rock white tees. So there's probably a little bit of influence from that. But, it's definitely like a thing. I don't know. Like people just like, I don't know. It's like for me, the reason I always like to wear them is because like nothing is like better than that feeling of like opening like a pack of fresh white tees and you like wearing it for the first time. That's like the most like freshest feeling, like no matter like. It's better than like any other like clothing item. Just like a fresh, crispy white tee.
Better than a new pair of shoes, bro.
I mean, for me, yeah, the white tee. I mean, yeah, but it's just a different feeling though. Like a new pair of shoes is a different feeling.
Yeah,
it's a different type of swag.
Yeah, it's like a fresh haircut, a new pair of shoes, make you feel like you're on top of the world.
Oh, you're on top of the world for sure.
Yeah. I love that. Now, and your fan, Jantsen fam on Facebook, man, they're so much fun.
Yeah,
they're a really great group. I remember when I first started like actually getting booked out for shows and stuff in certain cities, like it'd be like people in Jantsen fam, like who's gonna go see TVBOO? They found that out because you were putting me on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love everyone in Jantsen fam. Like all my fans, I don't know, they're like. I don't know really how it is like in other groups or like other people's like fan bases, but like my fans definitely seem like hardcore, like ride or die fans, which is great,
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Like everybody's fan base is like really unique to them because it's like a reflection of who you are as yourself. So like another fan page I really enjoy looking at, and it's kind of funny that it relates to this episode, but Kawachi's group page, man. Like
I'm not in there.
I'm in it. It's fucking awesome because it's just like people in there like guys who are like 300 pounds who are like losing a bunch of weight and working out. Everyone's just so motivated. And like everyone in that group page is just getting swole, bro. Like everyone's in there just getting swole and like posting all these like motivational things, which is awesome. And then my group page, I love it to death, but it's just a bunch of like ass jokes and like a whole lot of crawfish and like nuns and shit. It's like straight up like if you need a laugh, go on my group page because it's just they're posting just the most ridiculous dumb shit. But it's like if I need to get a motivation, bro, I'm going on Kawachi's. Like they're like it's cool how it's like a reflection of yourself. Like you put that out in the world and they vibe with it. So like this
and
is
it like
group.
keeps like growing and it like turns into a thing.
Yeah,
I think like I try to tell that to like a lot of like younger artists who are like trying to come out there and ask me like, oh, what do I gotta do or whatever. I'm like, well, you gotta have like a thing,
like gotta have a thing.
Yeah, it's like something for people to like relate to and like latch on to, and like a lot of time like. Fans will just like create that for you. Like you just kind of like give them a little bit of personality and then they'll just like turn it into something for you.
Like, without a doubt.
Like you got that thing,
Yeah.
Like I don't know if like that's how like PBR and stuff like was like free. Like if you were like, this is my thing, or like people saw you drinking it and then
that's what it was,
like,
bro. Like I've been drinking it since I was 11.
Yeah.
And fucking I know when I first started like getting booked out, my old manager was like, what do you want on your rider? And I was just like, just PBR.
Yeah.
And he laughed at me and I was like, no, I'm serious. I just need PBR and water. I'm good.
Yeah.
And then, it turned into a thing. I was just always drinking PBR and it just turned into a thing, man.
Yeah.
It was fun, dude.
That's awesome.
You ever be in you ever gone in the TVBOO's booth box, which is the group page?
Man, honestly, I don't even know if I am in there.
I
feel like, I don't know. I feel like I might be in there, but I don't really like go into people's groups that much.
Gotcha.
Like I just like when I'm on Facebook, like I'll go check out my group and like go to like do market shit or whatever. But I don't get into people's groups that much, but yeah, I'll check your shit
Check
out.
it out. Shout out everybody on the TVBOO booth box, dude. Keeping that shit goofy.
I'll get in there. I'll go make a post in there.
Yeah, dude. I had to like make a post like a couple months back. I was like I just wanted to thank everybody in here because this is like the ideal fan group that I want. It's just everybody. No one's in there posting serious shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like an escape from that, which is fun.
Yeah, yeah. That's how it should be.
And everybody in your page is just Jantsen fucks white tees. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like the Jantsen fucks thing too. Like some kid just like made that up, just like, and then started making all those shirts, and then it's like that turned into a thing.
Yeah.
So it's like I love that though. It's like they're just gonna do it for you. You know?
Yep. It's Jantsen fucks and it's fuck taboo.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always fuck. I don't even know who started that, but it's everyone's always fuck taboo.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fun. It's all love.
Yeah, yeah. I did that video for you on your mix. Me and Matt. It was like got the whole crowd to say it.
Yeah.
Shit.
You're listening to Stuff Me Mix. Fuck taboo.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Well, Jeremy, but actually, before we get into fan questions, did you have anything you wanted to ask Jantsen?
Yeah, so going off of you saying how you, when you had your daughter, a fire got lit under you to try harder to make it a career. So when you're up and coming and working on your music and everything, trying to hone your skills, then how did you battle with the back and forth that you get in your head where it's like, man, let me just go with plan B and get to just start working a regular job and, you know, kind of let this take a backseat to it. How'd you stay motivated through like those little lull periods you have while you're creating, and maybe it's not going your way or you're just struggling, learning new things? Like, how do you stay motivated to keep that going?
It's a really good question, Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy's actually a upcoming producer by the name of Satori. He makes really great music, but good question, Jeremy.
I think like, I mean, yeah, when I had my daughter, like I wasn't paying as much attention to it, but like something that like, I mean, music is just like in me. Like, I mean, if I'm around it, especially like, you know, I think you kind of like feed off of that. So, I mean, for me, like always, like one thing that like always like motivates the fuck out of me is like just looking for music. Like I'm a digger. Like I'll always like dig, like, you know, for stuff to play and just to like, for stuff to stay motivated by. Like, you know, you're saying like with the Flume, you know, hearing that, it's like, that's kind of like my constant like source of motivation. Like, when I'm digging and hearing new sounds, you know, even if it's not the most like mind-blowing shit I've ever heard, at least if it's like just a new artist or just something new, you know, like that always like gets me really fired up. And like as soon as like I hear new stuff or like I'm around it, like going to shows or whatever, like I kind of like just get like re-inspired. Like it just like stokes me up to like get back at it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's probably the biggest thing. And it's easy for me. Like, I mean, as you get older, like it's because when I'm at home, like I don't really like listen to a lot of electronic music. Like I usually just listen to, you know, like punk or Latin music or rap or, you know, anything. You know, I kind of try to like, you know, get inspired by other things and separate myself a little bit from that. So it takes me work. Like I've got to sit down and be like, all right, I'm digging for new shit to play. And it's like, but as soon as I start doing that and hearing sounds, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, you know, like, gets me fired up to like, you know, chase after that feeling and like create that. And, you know, obviously like the payoff is like doing like when you're doing the shows and are able to like play that kind of music, play your music, and just like feed off of that, you know, because that's like the best feeling ever, you know.
Yeah.
Once you're in front of the crowd and feeling that energy, it's like you remember why you're doing it, you know.
Yeah.
So
one of the most hype videos I've ever seen of like a crowd was like, I think it was you, it might have been like in Greensboro or Raleigh. Yeah. It's like the lights on and everyone, like you can just see everyone, like everyone was going fucking nuts. It's just the lights were on, and that was one of the cool like hypest videos I've ever seen.
Yeah, that one always makes its rounds like every like year or two. Like once it like gets cycled back through again, it just like goes viral all over again.
yeah, I love it, man. No, that's a good point, man. Like I definitely feel like being around the music definitely helps. Being like, that was one thing that was like, that's why I wrote like a comedy album during, you know, quarantine, because like I'm not around bass music at all, so I'm not really getting inspired. I'm just with my goofy thoughts, so I'm gonna write dumb, goofy songs. But it's just like, as soon as you're back at the shows or the festivals, or someone puts out an EP and you're like, oh, this is dope. It kind of like, you're like, oh shit. It's like at Fire, it's like, damn, they're making good music. I gotta get back in the studio. Or you're like, how do you do that? That's kind of cool.
I think that whole concept of like a fire, you know, is like perfect, because it's like, it's just keeping the fire going. Like even like in like the down times, you know, like maybe during COVID or whatever it is for your particular situation, is just like just kind of making sure like the fire is like still going, you know, just
Yeah.
like throwing like a log on every now and then, like keeping it stoked up and, you know, keeping yourself motivated and all that. So I think that's really important because I mean, if it gets like too low, it's hard sometimes to get it all the way back up again, you know?
Yeah. Do you ever take time off? Like for
Dur-
producing?
during COVID, I took like, I didn't do shit. Like I didn't write any music, you know, and it's like, it was really great for me because like I haven't had that like in over like 10 years, you know? So like for me, I just felt like I really needed that personally, but it definitely bit me in the ass a little bit, you know, because like I just said, like it was like when I started playing shows again, like after a whole entire year, it was definitely like hard to kind of like get that whole shit going back again, you know?
Yeah, you're like,
It took me like a few weeks of like playing shows to like really like fully like get back into it.
right.
But yeah, that was the only time I've ever really like taken a significant amount of time off of doing music.
Yeah. I took like I'll take like a week every now and then.
Yeah.
Like I know like after I mean I guess it kind of took like a whole month from the Balance tour. I tried riding on the road. That shit's hard.
Yeah.
Especially on a bus with like a shit ton of people. That shit was
It's
tough.
really, really hard for sure.
Yeah.
Like every single time I go back, like even like for this tour, like in my head, I'm like, you're just gonna just do a little bit every day, you know, just do a little bit. Like you're gonna do it. You're gonna fucking do it. Like
It never happens.
yeah. Every time, like I'm just like, I don't know, something about like I get into like whatever, like a DJ state of mind. I'm just like focusing on performing, or like I'll work on my sets and stuff. But like
Yeah.
as far as writing goes, I'm just like, it's really hard for me on
Yeah.
the road. Yeah.
No, I agree. I kind of treat like the road almost like a little bit of a vacation. Like I'm out having fun. So like
Yeah.
I'll go hang out with friends. Like, yeah, the only thing I'll really work on is my set, but like I'll go hang out with like people in town, go meet people, go eat this restaurant or go see this show, or, you know, do as much as I can. Cause you're talking about schedules, you know, how they're important. I have a really good schedule for weekdays in the studio. I treat my studio like a 9 to 5 and,
Yeah.
you know, have a good schedule with the podcast and everything. And that keeps me. So like on the weekends, I typically don't even produce on the weekends, you know, even if I'm off, it's like, oh, I would be touring. I would be on the road this weekend. I'm off, but I'm just going to chill and go have fun and hang out with friends. But
Yeah.
I think that's just really important.
It's super important, I think, to make time for our friends and family. And it's like easy to get like into the state of mind where like, I mean, because I do that like all the time. Like the weekend will come if I have time off, and you know, it's just like, you know, people ask to hang out or whatever, and I'm like, oh man, I got like all this, you know, free time to like keep making music, but I'm like, I know it's like it's important to see the friends and family.
Right. It took me a minute to get that balance, man. I felt like I didn't get that balance until like almost like a year ago, maybe. Like
Yeah.
the longest time, like I would always struggle with like having a good social life. You know what I mean? Like even though I'm a very social person, I would stress myself out all the time with music. I would just constantly stress out. Even though I was making tons of music and it was good, I was still like stressing myself. But I think over like the last year, maybe year and a half, I've gotten to a good point of being able to like leave it in the studio. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes I couldn't sleep at night because I'm thinking of like all these different, like my career, the song idea,
Yeah.
all these things, stressing myself out. It took me so long to be able to just like leave it in the studio, but I finally feel like this is the best balance I've ever had between TVBOO and like Mitch's social life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, it takes a lot of work, a lot of discipline to do that.
Yeah.
I always struggle with that still to this day. You know, it's like a constant effort just to like remind yourself, you know. I notice it a lot, like with my daughter. Like if I don't like leave, like you said, like leave it in the studio, like I notice it. Like if I'm with my daughter and like my mind's occupied with like, you know, music shit, career shit or whatever, like I can tell like by the way like she reacts to me and stuff. So it's like a really clear like indication like I need to just like leave that shit,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And get back to it, you know, tomorrow or whatever, and just like whatever I'm doing to just focus my mind on just that, you know?
Yeah, I think stand up might have been the thing that kind of helped me out a lot because I got
Yeah.
like a lot more serious about it like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Started doing a lot more. I feel like that might have been the thing that kind of like made me like, all right, I got to get out the studio today because I got to go do this.
Yeah.
And like I was excited to do it. You know what I mean? I wasn't like excited to go do anything else for the longest time. It was just I want to sit in the studio and just be by myself. And you know, even though like I'm a pretty, you know, social guy, I'm like an extroverted guy. Like I just wanted to, I don't know, I just stressed myself the fuck out, man. It wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't good. I mean, I say it wasn't good, but it was. You know what I mean? Because I got a lot of work done, and I was doing a lot quicker than I guess most people would because I was just on that grind. But definitely, I'm glad I got out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you like freestyle like when you do stand up, or is that do you like pre-write it, or how's that work?
So like I got a bunch of material, and I guess when I walk into a room, I'll find out what material I'm going to do that day.
Yeah.
And like freestyle would be like improv stuff. So like anything that's happening with the crowd, or like if I have a joke and it's kind of relating to this people over there, then I'll stop the joke and just fuck with these people. Just do some crowd work. Like that's the only improv stuff I will do is just crowd work. But like a lot of jokes like material, like you have to do the same jokes thousands of times, but a lot of times I can make the jokes better by when I'm performing them, and I'll figure out a way to like, oh shit, let me take it here now. Let me add something to this joke that I hadn't done before. That's how you work it out. But it's it's a lot of material stuff that I've done thousands of times, but it's
It's kind of like a DJ set, I guess, where it's like, I guess certain jokes is like your tracks, and then you just kind of like put it together like on the fly or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that. Yeah, you're like, this one transition in your DJ set kills. You're like, oh, this part I'm about to get them, with the jokes or anything like that. But, the thing with like stand up, like those comedians like do specials and stuff, like they will, they'll do that whole routine for like a year.
Yeah.
And the thing is, once you put a special out, you're done with that shit. You can't go back to it.
That's exactly how I feel about like doing mixes, like once I put a mix out, well, I feel like that was kind of like a bad like mentality almost, because it's like I don't want to just have to retire like all those songs, but I feel like I have to. Like once I put a mix out, like I have to retire all those songs. So I've been trying to like get over that.
Yeah, well, it's different. It's different with a song than it is a joke, right?
Yeah.
So like people hear a song they know, they're like, oh, I love this song. Like
Yeah.
they get hyped about it. Like,
Right,
oh, that's my
yeah,
favorite
yeah.
song. With the joke, you're like, oh, I've heard this joke.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a little different.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but I get it. Like a certain transition, like a certain mashup. Like, yeah, if you put it in a mix, you got to retire that bitch. You know what I mean? I do the same thing with the Stuff Me mixes.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, that was cool, but fuck.
Yeah,
That's
why it's bittersweet to put the mixes out.
Yeah, the gutter mixes, man. What is it with the gutter stuff? Like, what's the story with the gutter?
I mean, so like that, the original like sample like came from like this DJ Yola track, this like old like crunk track, where it's like gotta raise me, so it's gutter till I die, and like I don't know. As soon as I heard that, I just like. I don't know. I just felt like I identify with it. And it's not because like, like I'm raised in the gutter or anything like that. But like, I think the way I took it is like a lot more from like, kind of like a punk rock like stance, where it's like, when I was a punk, like as a teenager, like it was like very like, frowned upon. Like it wasn't like the cool thing to do like at all. Like I definitely got like made fun of and like beat up a lot and shit, like and I just felt like it was that kind of like misfit mentality of like and just like kind of coming from like the underground and like being like an outcast, where like that's kind of like where I took that and felt like some type of connection to. So and I I still feel like that and what we talked about before, like with electronic music coming from the underground, I just feel connected to that mentality, and I feel like that's where it's really fertile, and like that's where just I want to exist,
Yeah.
So that's really like the way I feel about the term gutter,
Yeah, I love that though.
Yeah.
So like I have kind of similar. I've totally mumbled all that. I have something kind of similar with like Kevin Gates. He get it out the mud.
Yeah.
It's like fucking get it out not the struggle, like you want something, you gotta go get it, you gotta get it out the mud, you know what I'm saying, shit like that.
Yeah, for
so,
sure. That's like exactly like this same concept. For sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's hype. You just roll with it, bro. That's your thing. You the gutter boy.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. But yeah, Jeremy, you have anything else you wanted to ask J Man? Okay, cool. Let's get some questions. Now I had downloaded some last night, so I don't know if they're all showed up there. You might have to click from okay, cool. Oh yeah, we have to take a head off.
Yo, it's Santana from Georgia.
What up, Santana?
I'm an artist, and I've been facing a lot of burnout lately, just pushing myself too hard to try to really live up to the new expectation of releasing an extreme amount of music or just being super consistent with music releases. I was just wondering if you guys have ever faced a bad burnout, and how did you get through it? Thank you.
It's a great question. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but not about the
Yeah.
burnout part, and also about the releasing part, because, you know, staying relevant through releases is, you know, very important.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, like I kind of like mentioned that a little bit before, like, you know, when I'm feeling burnt out. I mean, yeah, taking a break is great, but, you know, just digging for me is like, it really is like, you know, kind of what I go back to and what kind of can keep me inspired and keep me going. Unless you're like truly burnt out and like, you know, it's not something that you really like want to do anymore, then that's another issue. But if it's just you kind of like feeling fatigued and you know, whatever like style of music you're doing, I think, you know, just looking for new music, maybe different styles of music, different, you know, subgenres of EDM or whatever, trying to get new ideas from that. You know, me being in music for like such a long time, like I've seen a lot of different cycles of music. Like even before dubstep existed, it was like a lot of you know, break beats, jungle and shit like that. And I often get like super inspired, like going back to like some of those older genres that people have forgotten about. Yeah, I mean, like just going through old records and, you know, whatever, like sampling stuff out of old tracks like that and kind of like reinvigorating them and making something new out of that always like hypes me the fuck up. So, yeah, just digging or like going back through like old classics and shit, like stuff that like maybe you have like forgotten about and trying to find like, you know, new ideas, new meaning in that would be what I would say, you know, a good place to start with that.
Yeah, if you're burnt out, dude, go fishing.
Yeah.
You know, that's my advice. Go fishing, man. If I'm feeling burnt, like if I'm like, I'm not doing this shit today.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go fish.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
nice.
for me, it's like, you know, I try to like work out every day. That's always like a good one for me. You know,
Yeah.
like taking care of like my health and, you know, making sure like your physical and mental is feeling good and fresh and top notch. Like I find that can be definitely like go into like your creative mentality and just, you know, just general mentality. If you're feeling down, if your body feels good, a lot of time like that's going to go into like your mental part too. So
No, without a doubt, man. I've been hitting that gym a bunch lately, bro. Feeling
Yeah.
good, dude. Feeling real good.
I think you got to have like, you know, take care of all aspects of it, you know?
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about, he said the pressure. Do you ever deal with like the pressure of like releasing?
I mean, yeah, it's constant, of
Yeah.
course. I mean, I've always feel like I'm behind on stuff, but, you know, at the same time, I try to just like, I try to just, you know, do what I'm comfortable with and, you know, take my time if I feel like I need to take time, you know, because like, this is like your life too, you know, it's not just like some machine, you know, it's like you got to be able to enjoy it. And it's really easy to get caught up in that pressure of feeling like you got to be constantly putting stuff out. I mean, not only that, but then, you know, preparing for shows and, you know, all the other things that go into this music machine. You know, there's so many other aspects that you have to be like aware of and be constantly putting work in. So, I mean, if it gets too much, like I'll just straight up be like, nah, like I'm just gonna take my time and do it at my own speed.
Yeah.
Sometimes that pisses people off, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you know, I have to do it for myself too.
Yeah, I get that. I want to get Jeremy's perspective on this because he's an upcoming man. How's that pressure on you right now?
Man, so, you know, we've had multiple conversations about that. You know, I've called you freaking out sometimes because, like, you know, I'm in this creative lull. You know, it's kind of put the idea before in my head to go back to school just to see if I can figure it out, and you've talked me out of it. But it's like, you know, if I was going through that little burnout phase, unmotivated, or not really unmotivated, but struggling to be inspired, you was like, get the fuck out of the studio. You know, you're sitting in there 7 days a week. You know, y'all talk about having you just got a good balance socially. You know, yeah, you're motivated to start a career out of this, you know, but it's a long haul. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So, like, you know, going to what Jantsen said, you got to take care of your mental, your physical, or it's all going to catch up to you and it's just not going to work. You know, you come first overall. So,
Oh, dude, no, I don't come first. I make sure you come first and then I come.
well, you're just a gentleman. You're just a gentleman. That's all that is. So,
Thank you, Jeremy. That was good.
gotta slip that one in there.
Yeah, dude. I saw an opportunity, dude. That is strike.
We're killing it. We got a good battery.
Yeah, I wanted to get his perspective on that. See how he's been dealing with that too, man. I mean, I feel like everybody has different ways to deal with it.
Yeah,
know?
and I'm not putting out music yet. I've released a track or two, here and there. Just
and what I tell you,
you told me there was no rush, and as it's like, every time I make a new song, it's significantly better than the last song. I've only been doing it for 2 years, and a lot of it goes from, I want this to be my career, and I hate waiting tables. I hate working a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it doesn't bring me the joy that being in the studio, chasing that feeling you get when you come up with a badass idea that just flows off the top of the head. So, I mean, it's really cool, but like you said, it's a marathon. So you just got to take your time with it. And, this is going to the caller who asked this question, is like, don't put the pressure on yourself. That shit will kill you. It's not healthy.
Yeah, but also you need a little bit of that pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
And then you talk about the 9 to 5. That'll always get a little fire in your ass too.
Yeah, right. Working that job, you're like, man, I hate that I'm here. I should be working on tunes right now.
I used to lay tile and do masonry like before I like got into music like full on, and I remember like those days just like having my headphones in like all fucking day doing that type of work was like towards the end it just felt like literal hell to me. You know, having to be in that situation where like all I wanted to do was like make beats,
Yeah, no, I definitely was very fortunate. I learned how to like make a living on doing music from when I was like 19. I was like playing drums in bands, and I was like resident DJs at like gay bars and casinos and stuff. But like when I first moved to New Orleans, I needed extra like walking around money, so I started working for like I was a stagehand for a production company, and I fucking hated it because the whole time I was there, I was like, man, I should be working music right now. And I got fired from one of the jobs, and I went home and wrote Blast, and then Quality Goods ended up writing it. And at that time, I was like, holy shit, what I mean? Like, fuck this job.
You're like, fuck this, I'm out.
I'm out. That's a good one though. Let's get to the next one.
Hello, Mr. TVBOO. Hello, Mr. Jantsen. Jantsen, you're my most anticipated artist to see for the first time at Shambhala this year. Your gutter music mixes are my shit at the gym, especially as a huge hip-hop fan. I appreciate it so much. I just had a question for Jantsen. What were some of your first early hip-hop influences? I'd love to hear more about your relationship with that kind of music, and I just love the way you mix it with those heavy dubstep bangers. Much love to you. Much love to TVBOO. I see you guys both killing it. By the way, TVBOO, Liquid Stranger just played some nuts new ID from you at EDC Vegas last week, and that shit went off. So keep up the good work, boys.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, you always on that hip hop shit. Like I love how ratchet I can get at your sets, man.
The first hip hop group that I ever listened to was Tribe Called Quest. And then after that, it was just like everything, I mean, obviously, like that was my first love after punk rock. Like, that punk rock, all I cared was about that. Then I started smoking weed, and I went pretty much straight into hip hop.
Yeah.
And it was like Tribe Called Quest, and then KRS-One, Wu-Tang, Gangstar, all that kind of shit. Just all that like 90s hip hop shit. And then after that, I started getting into like crunk music, like Southern rap, and I mean, the rest was like history after that. It's just like that love never left,
Yeah.
I still try to keep up with like, even like the mixtapes. Like I still try to like dig for like rap like all the time, like Dat Piff and all that kind of shit, you know?
Yeah, dude. Dude, my first hip hop CD, it wasn't even like a hip hop CD. It was just, it was the Now That's What I Call Music.
Yeah.
I forget which one it was, but I had my first CD player, and I remember Hot in Here.
Yeah.
That was like a song that just came out.
Such a banger too.
Yeah, that was like one of the first hip hop songs, and then like my brother was really into DMX, and so like I just remember just being my brother was big on the hip hop, so that's what like got me into it.
Yeah.
And that Southern hip hop, bro, like like that Memphis style hip hop, like 8 Ball, MJG, fucking 3-6, fucking Al Capone, like all those like dirty Southern hip hop guys. Like those are still my favorite type of shit. Like Mike Jones, bro. Like
yeah.
Fuck, if I hear Mike Jones in the intro, it's over with, dude. I'm turning up.
Yeah, Texas rap for sure. Like they've got like something special.
Yeah,
and just like I don't know the way that they deliver, and like just like the like little twang they have, like on their delivery is
Yeah.
just like it's infectious, man.
You ever get into 8 Ball and MJG?
Yeah.
Fucking-
But just like I've never listened to like albums, but just like the singles and shit, like
Got
the
you.
popular ones.
I will suggest on Top of the World album by 8 Ball and MJG, my favorite hip hop album of all time. Came out the year I was born, and it's still my favorite hip hop album. It's awesome.
Hell yeah.
It's really great.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one
Yeah.
out.
Good question though. Let's get to another one.
I got a question for Jantsen, and it's what do you do when you get really sick of one of your own songs performing, and how do you get through with it? And do you ever have any tips for maintaining really good stage performance? Because you always do. Thanks.
When I get sick of playing one of my own songs, was that what he said?
Yeah, you stop playing it, huh?
I mean, yeah, sometimes you just retire that one for a bit.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, yeah, that for sure happens. Like, once you've usually once you release it, then you're going to rinse it for like a while, and then I'll just retire it, because like you just want to keep it fresh anyways. But usually the excitement of like people wanting to hear it will like reinvigorate me to want to play it again,
Yeah.
And it's usually like people just requesting it, like, because if you stop playing it, like people notice, and then they just like they'll just be in the DMs or like the mentions like all the time, like asking for it,
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, once you haven't, like sometimes I won't play a song for like over a year or two, and then playing it again is always like
Yeah.
it's exciting as fuck.
It is,
because
man.
people go crazy for it after they haven't heard it for a while. So
Right, and people will chase that song too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I have songs that I don't play. Like I've put out so many fucking songs. Like there's no way I can play all these songs in an hour.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that I want to play too.
Uh-huh.
And so like I'll have people coming to me, oh, you didn't play this. I'm like, well, you got to come see me again. Maybe I'll play it the next time.
Yeah.
And we'll see. But sometimes you got to retire, but also like it makes it exciting for the fans. They'll chase it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, he played that song.
Or
haven't
you
heard it
can,
so long.
do a VIP or do like an edit out of it. Like sometimes I'll do that. Like I'll just have like the intro of a song, and then like I'll take like the vocal out and like layer it over like a different drop of like a song that's not even mine, just to kind of make it new and interesting and exciting.
Yeah, keep it fresh for life. But what about stage presence? He was like, how do you maintain that?
I mean, I don't know. When you're up there, it's like
It's on.
it's hard to like not get hyped. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty much like it's like a knee jerk reaction. you
Yeah,
know?
dude. I can tell you, I've been tired as hell.
Yeah.
Like napping right before a set too. And as soon as I get on stage, it's over with. Like I'm just fucking buck.
Yeah. I mean, it depends, like, on the show, I guess, too. I mean, when it's a smaller show, like, I mean, if you're playing a show and you're expecting, like, a really large crowd and it's a small crowd, I mean, it can definitely be a little bit hard
Yeah.
to get as into it. But, as long as there is a few hungry kids there just giving it, like, you're going to feed off of that, you
Right.
know?
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. It's weird when they're not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I had a show. I'm not even gonna say where, but I'm not gonna do that. Actually, fuck that shit, dude. It was in San Francisco on the Balance tour. I'm gonna fucking put y'all on blast, bro. That shit, man. They all showed up like late. It was like the whole tour. Everyone's there like right at the beginning, ready to go. Like even for Cannabis and Veil, like everyone's already like throwing down and shit. And man, I just remember like giving it my all for that set and like just not feeling it back. It was rough. I was just like, man, they just ain't there yet. And I was like trying so hard just to like get them there. I'm like, all right, maybe if I pick up my energy and like really try, I'll get them there. And it just wasn't happening.
Sometimes it just be like that. But, I will admit I haven't had the greatest experiences on the West Coast. I feel like the bass music scene's a little bit different out there.
Yeah.
I guess it just is what it is.
Yeah. No, we played San Diego the day after and it was kick ass. Like
Yeah.
one of my favorite stops on the tour. But I got on stage and I was like, yeah, we played San Francisco yesterday. Those people in San Francisco are nothing but a bunch of fucking pussies. I heard people in San Diego like to fuck, and then everyone's just like, yeah! Like, if you talk shit about a rivaling city, they're instantly going to be more hyped.
Right.
But San Francisco, yeah, y'all got some redemption to make, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it again. I'm gonna come back. I ain't gonna hold it against them. I'm gonna bring it.
I actually, I just got booked for another San Francisco show, and I can't.
Me
say
too.
it.
I can't say it. We might be on the same thing.
Maybe it may
Yeah.
be the same one.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That might be the redemption show, and we can double team it and try to get a rise out of them.
Oh, I'll tell them like, hey, y'all were pussies last time. I want to see what y'all got. You know?
Yeah.
I ain't scared.
Yeah, let's rile them up.
Yeah. That's good. Let's get to another one, Jeremy.
Howdy, fellas. It's Alex from New York.
What's up,
My
Alex?
question for Mr. Plain White Tees. So you got all these kaiju. You got Kaiju's theme, the song, first of all, and then you got the bugged out monsters in your visuals and your album art. So, that tells me that you're a fan of the Godzilla series. So my question to you is, what is your favorite kaiju? My favorite, personally, is King Ghidorah, and that motherfucker is bad as fuck, especially when he gets the cyborg head. You can weigh in on that one too, Mitch. I don't know how familiar you are with the Godzilla series. But I do have a separate question for you, Taboo, and that is, who do you think would win an arm wrestle? If you guys can't come to a consensus on that one, you're just going to have to demonstrate it on the show, dog. You know what I mean? All right, let's hear it, fellas.
All right, dude. Let's settle this, Jantsen. Let's settle this.
Are we doing it?
We're fucking doing it, dude.
All right.
Oh, I'm about to get red.
Probably not, man. You've been hitting the gym too.
I have been.
All right.
You ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3. I held it, bro. I found it as long as I could, dude. Fuck. Well, that settles that.
That was a good
Were you
one.
impressed at all with my strength? Like, where were you at, dude?
I thought you could have gone a little bit longer than that.
I know, but it was already done. I was down. Once you're down here,
We needed
it's over with.
If we had a little like padding, maybe we could have gone a little bit longer.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm impressed. Dude. I think I hung in there.
That was good. You did good.
All right, kaiju, man.
I'm not like a super big Godzilla guy. The way that came up was when I wrote Kaiju's theme. Like, I didn't have like a name for it. Like, when I was writing it, I just kind of like, the whole feeling I got from it was like Godzilla just like walking through a city, just like destroying it. And like, that's where like I got, like, I made the art for it. And like, I researched it a little bit, and like a lot of the stuff that came up was like the stuff from the 50s, like whatever, like kaiju monster from the 50s. And that was kind of like the aesthetic that I wanted, was like that kind of like old school, like 50s, like Godzilla vibe. And that's why I call it Kaiju's theme. And that kind of like became like the whole new like branding after that.
Got you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's a Godzilla. I like Mega Godzilla, dude. When he's like metal and shit, bro. That shit's hard as hell. I don't even know if that's the correct answer, but I'm gonna go with that.
Let's roll with it.
I'll roll with it.
Hey, first off, Taboo, you suck, and Jantsen fucks.
Yeah.
But that's why you're having him on your show. But anyway, just wanted to say what's up. My question for you guys is, who cooks a better meal from their home state? Is it Taboo, being from down south, or the boy Jantsen? Let me know.
definitely gonna be
Let me know. And if you're going to make it for each other someday and have a battle.
I just want to know what's a food like. Dude? I've had terrible food here.
Dude, honestly, like, what is like Colorado cuisine? I'm not even sure. Like Rocky Mountain oysters or some shit.
I gotta try those. I ain't tried them yet.
That's like bull testicles, dude.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Are they good?
I've never had them.
I'll eat them. I'm scared.
My boy eats them and he fucking loves them. But I mean, yeah, Colorado cuisine. I don't know. Like, when I think like about my favorite food here, it's like Mexican food and Vietnamese food, which is like not native to here, obviously.
No, there's a big Mexican population here. Absolutely. Yeah, I'd wreck you.
Yeah,
I'm winning that competition.
yeah.
dude.
I'm
I'm cooking up some crawdaddies. You know what
I've
I'm
never had that either.
You ain't never had crawfish?
No, never.
Bro,
Yeah.
why? What are you doing to
I
yourself?
don't know. I've just never. I've
My
never...
brother in Christ. You gotta eat the crawdaddies.
All right. Yeah, I'm waiting. Next time you have a little cookout, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better. Bro, that was one thing that I would do on the whenever I was doing the podcast back in Louisiana. Like all the guests I'd have come over, you know, they had never had it. I'm like, cool, we're gonna go get some right after this, and I would watch their eyes light up every single time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, this is amazing. I'm like, yup.
Is there like a place here that does that? Like
There's a couple
restaurants?
spots actually that does it, but Jeremy told me that there was a spot he had went to and it was awful.
Yeah, definitely. Crawfish out here, they don't know how to cook it right. You know, it's not
Yeah.
the same as down south in Louisiana, Mississippi, and I'm sure Mississippi can't even compare to Louisiana.
Mississippi got some good crawfish.
I
now.
mean, I would say that too, but I'm sure the Cajuns do it a lot better. Yeah, I would definitely recommend if you're gonna do crawfish, go to where it's from. Don't do it out here.
But I'm gonna have to do it out here because I can't get it no more.
Yeah, like what like that's like a really elaborate. They like pour it all over the table and all that shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's like part of it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just dump it on the bitch and it's just
Definitely like a
free-for-all.
summertime thing.
So it's a summertime thing, and I will say it's like the most like it's like a homey thing. Like you ain't doing a crawfish bowl for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always a party. Hey, we're having a crawfish bowl tomorrow, and everyone comes up. Everyone brings something. Everyone's drinking because you can't have crawfish without a cold beer.
Yeah.
Something about the spices in your mouth, and they just fucking coagulate and just fornicate, and then you're eating.
I'm down, man. You gotta do it. Like, I mean, we're rolling into summer now, so it's
We'll do it.
perfect time.
We'll do it. I would gladly bust that cherry.
All right, yeah.
Pop that cherry.
Yeah.
Bust that cherry.
Either way.
Let's get another one, Jeremy.
Hey there, long-time listener, first-time caller, but I was calling to check and see if you could ask Jantsen if you were a new artist starting out now and you have no clue how to make music, but you got these songs stuck in your head, what would you do to start, and how do you get to be so freaking cool like you guys are? Thanks. Bye. Love you.
Okay, so he wanted me to ask you.
Okay.
All right, so if you're a
So
new
just
artist, I'm gonna
repeat the
ask.
whole thing.
I'm gonna ask you now. If you're a new artist and you have never made a song, but you got these ideas, what do you do?
I mean, there's so many fucking resources available now that like weren't around when I first started. Like, I think when I first started, like YouTube wasn't around, or was like barely just like starting, and there certainly wasn't like tutorials and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, get yourself Ableton and just like use like one of the many resources. Like there's so many classes online and tutorials, great tutorials to learn from. I feel like nowadays just trying to, at least the learning music part of it, maybe not all the other parts, the business side of it, but just the music part of it. I mean, yeah, get Ableton and just start doing tutorials. I mean, you can even get templates and just start fucking around with that, where everything's like already like set up for you. Yeah, really like, pretty easy to like learn nowadays, or
Yeah.
just like get your feet wet right away, and just start messing with ideas. Whereas the sound quality is like, already like there, and you have so many like good bass patches and all that are like pre-made for you too. I mean, you're talking about getting ideas out, it's a really, really good, easy way to just, get going straight out of the gate.
Yeah. My advice would be like, if you're thinking about doing it, just fucking do it. Just
Yeah.
start. Like, I don't want to hear, I'm thinking about doing this. Hey, I've been wanting to get into that. Fuck that shit. Just go do it, dude. Just
Yeah.
fucking open it up, have fun, figure out how to make a beat, just have fun.
Yeah.
That's my advice right there.
Absolutely.
Good one. You mentioned like the business side of it and that though, dude.
Well, I mean, yeah, that part of it, like, finding your brand and like,
How hard was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, that's like I said, like, this really like only started taking off for me like in the last like 5 years probably, and it was only because like I started approaching that brand side of it. Like before that, I wasn't even on like, I mean, I was on Instagram and all that stuff and Twitter, but like I never used it. I never posted at all. That was like, I was like anti that. I felt like doing any of that felt like, I mean, that's probably like that like punk rock side of me, where like I felt like kind of like a little bitch doing any of that, like posting like a picture of myself. I was like, ugh, that was like pulling teeth for me to do shit like that,
Right.
But like eventually you just kind of like gotta bite the bullet and fucking do it, because that's all part of it. People want to like know what you're doing and like, just have a little glimpse into like what you're doing and feel a part of like your movement. And I think, other than that, also like like the Facebook groups for sure are like a massive thing, because it's like that community that you're curating, you know, like you have to really like curate your community and create it and make people feel like they're a part of it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's guys that are like, you know, doing those steps that don't even have like the music part of it, in my opinion, but they're seeing like huge results just
getting
from
booked on festivals and shit. Yeah.
just from doing that part. That, you know, it's hard for me to like jump on board with that, but I mean, yeah, just applying that side of it, you see huge results, you know.
Yeah, it is a bummer because it's like, you know, you wish you could just focus like solely on the music, but these days and age you can't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you said, there's people who music ain't even there and they're doing big shit just because they kill it on the social side, the marketing, the business side of it.
Yeah.
And it sometimes can make you jaded, man. Did it ever make you jaded at any point?
What, to see like just one side of it?
Yeah, to kind of just like see that, like, oh wow, like my tunes smack.
Yeah.
Why is this?
I mean, yeah, I mean, when I started, it was like only about the music. None of that social media stuff like mattered at all, or, you know, was even really around that much. So, I mean, yeah, it still makes me like jaded, you know, but like, I think the goal really is to like have, you know, the social media part can be a great thing, great tool, great way to connect with your fans. But, you know, I think the ultimate goal is to kind of have all of it. You know, just to be well-rounded in all of it, be a great producer, a great DJ, and, you know, a great, you know, businessman, and, you know, great at marketing yourselves and you know, yeah, curating your community and your brand and your vision, you know, having that all a good balance of all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, at that point you're unstoppable.
Yeah, for sure, because then that's the formula. I mean, that's just a winning formula, a successful formula.
Yep. Hey, Jeremy, before you do that, can you play the next one? Good question, too. Got some good ones.
Yeah, what's up? This is Ryan from New Jersey, aspiring producer, I guess. Just curious, for both of you, if there was 3 things you wish you knew getting into music production and the music industry, the whole shebang, any 3 things you could go back and tell yourself now, knowing what you do currently, what would they be? Thank you, and have a good one.
3 things that we could tell ourselves.
Before it started?
Yeah. I'm going to go first. I'm going to make it quick.
Okay.
Because like you said, you got 15 minutes. We got to work on our set, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So I'm going to say have fun, be yourself, and fuck the haters.
Yeah, I think, I mean, for me, like, even before it started and even now, I think, you know, I guess, I don't know if it's 3, but one of the main things is just to kind of offer something unique to the scene. Like, you know, if it's through your production or DJing or whatever, just kind of like to be able to tell a story that is like your story. You know, you're telling people your story and something about you. I think a lot of people come into it and they just, you know, it's like EDM, it's like dance music or whatever, and they just try to like make bangers or like whatever it is, like that subgenre, that style is, like they just kind of try to like do that thing, and they don't really infuse like a lot of like personality into it, a lot of like personal story. You know, that's why I like to like sample a lot and use, you know, other styles of music in my production. It's just like a cool way to, for one, to keep that old music alive, but also to like, you know, keep it unique and fun and interesting and tell more of a story about who you are and what makes you, what makes you tick. So yeah, I think, you know, just being able to offer something a little bit different than what everybody else is bringing to the table, you know, that's gonna make you stand out, make you different. Because if you come in just kind of making bangers and in the same thing that everyone else is doing, it's going to be really hard to make, you know, make a name for yourself. You're just going to kind of like fall into the herd and be forgotten.
Yep.
But,
cool, man.
Yeah.
We're going to end it right there. I know we might have had some more, but we got to work on our set.
Yeah.
What's next for Jantsen, man? I know the tour's over, but what you got planned? Anything you want the people to know?
Yeah, I mean, now I have June off, so I mean that's just gonna be like hardcore, like finishing music, pretty much. You know, like you said, the pressure of releases, like that's where my mind's gonna be at now, and enjoying a little bit of the summer in Colorado, and then getting ready for festival season. You know, I mean, it's pretty much like packed with festivals. Some are announced and on my Instagram, and others, you know, are rolling out, you know, as we speak. So.
Cool.
that's what the summer has got in store for me.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on the show today.
Yeah.
Something I've wanted to have you on for a while.
Yeah, we
and
did it.
I appreciate not only that, I appreciate everything you did for me in the beginning, and it really meant a lot. And I appreciate your friendship now.
Yeah.
And I just appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you too, man. You're one of my absolute favorites in the scene. You're an absolute light for the scene. Keep it original, and I think you're doing a lot for the community. So. Massive respect for you.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody listening to this week's episode of Talks with Taboo. I will see y'all next week. Come see us at Sunset this weekend. Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.